This story I heard from my aunt and happened in the 1970s. Rural life was still poor. Occasionally there were performances in the countryside by singing troops from the district town to serve the people. When knowing that there would be a show coming up, the whole village would come to the communal yard to watch it. Significantly few people went to see the troupe. My aunt said people just went to watch it for fun because they didn't understand what the choir was singing about. The troupe sang about the play The Judge. The audience was very crowded. Moments later, the troupe began to sing and perform for the audience to enjoy. My aunt and her best friend also stood below to watch the show. However, because everyone was jostling and playing, the two of them were pushed forward. But because of that, the two were lucky to see the whole scene of the artist singing on the stage in front of their eyes. The character who played the Mandarin was drawn with a large face with a white crescent on his forehead. Then he babbled the first verses. But while he was singing, he suddenly stopped, and then he stared at something at an unknown place. The villagers thought he had forgotten his lyrics, so they shouted to him. But then, it was very common for these incidents like this to happen to a theater actor who was singing. Therefore, there would always be someone behind the stage helping the actors whenever they forgot their words or lyrics. Although someone would hide behind the stage suggesting lyrics to him that day, the actor decided not to sing anymore and walked down from the stage with a worried look. As soon as the villagers could no longer hear the troupe's performances, everyone dispersed and went home. Only one close friend of my aunt still wanted to stay. The troupe was arranged to live at a villager's house. My aunt and her best friend took each other and ran inside. The two decided to sneak in and peek through the window. The two of them were surprised to hear that the leader had cursed the actor so much for not doing well as the leader had told him to, and at the same time rebuking him as an inexperienced actor, and that he shouldn't make mistake with such things because that would affect the group's reputation. My aunt's best friend couldn't help but laugh when she witnessed the actor's embarrassment at the time, and her smile faltered when she heard the actor say that he had seen ghosts. And not only did her aunt and her best friend disbelieve, but neither did the leader. They did not believe that the actor saw a ghost while performing. He repeatedly emphasized that he did see a ghost. He said that when he was singing on stage, suddenly a woman who looked like a female ghost appeared on the stage from nowhere, and she was kneeling. What's scarier was that her face was full of wounds and dirt, just like a female ghost would be. She knelt in front of the actor and cried and begged. At the time, he was so scared that he stood frozen in place and did not dare to move anywhere. After hearing the actor tell the whole story, the leader was also very scared and asked the actor if the female ghost was gone. The actor told the leader that the woman was still there and that she was kneeling behind him. The leader became scared that he had to hide behind the actor's back and didn't know what to do. Then, one of the female actors in the cast came up to him and came up with a way to stop the ghost from following the actor. As the team leader thought of this approach as a possible solution, he let the actor try the role this time again. Moments later, the actor would be in his judge costume, and at first, the actor would ask the ghost who was kneeling in the background if she had encountered any injustice and why she was there. The female ghost immediately replied to him that she had been raped and killed unjustly, so she came to ask him to get justice for her. She recounted the night she went home alone. There was no one on the way back then, but when she was walking to the cornfield, from behind a corn bush, a strange man appeared as if he wanted to do something evil to her. Although she used all her strength to try and escape, unfortunately she was dragged by the man into the cornfield. She was alone at the time and knocked down to the ground. She tried her best to resist, and she scratched and fought, but this just made the man embarrassed and angry, so he pulled out the knife and slashed her face several times. That man did a very blasphemous act of raping her in a secluded place. After that, The man killed and threw her body into a dry well in the west of the village to cover up all the bad things he had just done. Because this was a cornfield, no one really went there, and no one could find her. The female ghost tearfully recounted the story of being murdered by that man and told them who the murderer was and where he lived. When the actor heard the story, he told her that he promised to help her find justice for her and asked her to go back. After the female ghost left, the leader and the actor went to the police to report the injustice. But the police did not believe the story and thought that there must be some superstitions of the feudal age hanging around. But then, the village chief also went to confirm two things. The first thing was that a woman who was missing had not been found, and the description fitted it. The second thing was that there was actually a dry well there. The police, after hearing what the village chief said, searched and found a dry well, just like the village chief said. And then they smelled the stench from afar in that well. Only then did everyone believe that a horrible murder took place there. When they got there, they finally found a decomposing female body. The missing girl was the daughter of a house in the village. Immediately afterwards, they followed the address given by the female ghost and found the house of the person who murdered her. They gave the man to the police to handle to regain justice for the girl who had been unjustly abused for so long. That day, the killer was arrested. My aunt and her best friend went to see it. The killer was also a resident of the village, and when he was arrested, he still had scratches on his face from the struggling with the victim who was now a ghost. From there, the police tried to prosecute him easily, and this play, The Judge, has been famous and widely circulated for many years because of it.